Hello out there, fitness people. I'm back here at A2F Gym here in Rancho, Cucamonga. I'm with one of the owners here, Mr. Mark Cherry, and the other owner is Mrs. Arlene Cherry. And congratulations, you guys just got recently married, right?
Yes, we did.
Woohoo!
Yes.
So what we're going to be doing is sharing on the second segment about the importance of posing, and we're going to let Mr. Mark Cherry take it away.
Well, Anthony has been competing in classic physique, and if you don't know, there's basically three major divisions of bodybuilding for men. There's physique, classic physique, and then there's open bodybuilding. Open bodybuilding is probably what everybody's familiar with, where basically the main emphasis is getting as big muscles as you possibly get with some aesthetic symmetry and getting lean as well. And then there's physique, which is you see the guys wearing the board shorts, which is a much more athletic look, where they're looking for somebody who's super ripped, 4% body fat, like I said, a more athletic look. And then there's classic physique, where a lot of people equate that with the old-time bodybuilders, Arnold, Sergio Nobre, Frank Zane, people like that. That particular division doesn't emphasize muscle size so much. Definitely somebody who's much bigger than the average person, somebody who would bring more muscle than, say, somebody in the physique class. But they also stress symmetry and a much more aesthetic and pleasing look. In the particular case of Anthony here, I think he's great for that class because he has broad shoulders, a very narrow waist, and he has some good-sized legs on him as well. And that's kind of the formula for somebody who wants to compete in classic physique, is to have that aesthetic shape to the body.
And one of the things, I don't want to be like a giant monster, so I have much respect for all the categories and all the different classes, but I don't want to be a ginormous monster like Olympia, and I don't really want to go too athletic for the board short, so I think classic physique is just like my cup of tea. I think it's absolutely perfect. So this is the middle of the road, so to speak. We're about 5 weeks out from nationals. Mm-hmm. And what we're going to do right now is actually show you guys some posing. So Mark, my coach, is basically going to be teaching, or sharing rather, what judges are looking for at these competitions. And we're actually I'm going to put on the classic physique shorts, posing trunks, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So stay tuned. So here it is, as promised. This is the fun part, which is actually not as fun as it looks. It's not as easy as it looks either. It's a workout in itself. A lot of times people think that the posing is just kind of like, oh, you're doing this, that, whatever, but you're actually going to hear the science behind it and the proper way from Mark Cherry. And thank God I got Mark here to train me to do the posing, because it has been a progression, and I still can't get it right. I think it's like a lifelong process, but at least I got some good coaching and good mentoring, Mark. So take it away, brother.
Well, in the classic physique, you have 5 compulsory or mandatory poses. It's a front double bicep, it's a side chest, a rear double bicep, abs, abdominals, and thighs, and then they allow you your favorite classic physique pose, which is not a typical, most muscular pose where, like the crab that you see a lot of the other open bodybuilders do. The first one we're going to go through is a front double bicep. Anthony's going to position himself. When we're posing, you want to pose from the bottom up. You want to make sure that your feet are locked into the ground. Your legs are also flexed, because the judges aren't just going to be looking at his double bicep pose, they're also going to be looking at the rest of his body. And they're going to do that throughout each of the poses. So as you can see, Anthony's got a good position here. His elbows are up high. In this particular case, I want to make sure that those elbows are back, so he's making himself look wider on the top. You can see he's even starting to shake a little bit. It's quite a bit of a workout, just the posing itself. It's like going through an isometric workout. All right, I'll have him hold it there for about 5-6 seconds. All right, relax. Good. The next one we're going to do is a side chest. And like it says, you're posing and they're looking at you in a side view. In this particular case, we want to make sure this back arm is pushing this chest forward, this part of his chest forward, so that he's going to give him that kind of split and the cleavage look in the middle. On this particular arm here, you want to have it tucked in tight. You want this part of the arm flexed too. With his legs, in order to make his legs look better, he wants this back leg right here to push up against the hamstring on the front leg. What that does is it gives the illusion of his leg being bigger and wider than it is. Excellent pose, Anthony. Hold it there for 5 seconds. Remember to smile.
Ouch.
Fantastic. Relax. Whew. You know, notice when he's done with that pose, he comes back to the standing relaxed position, which is actually another pose itself. You're not just relaxing and letting yourself and all your muscles go. He's still keeping his body flexed. Perfect. All right. Now the next one we want to do a rear double bicep. So he's going to turn around. The judge will ask him to make a turn away from the judges. Once again, he's setting his legs here, flexing his calves, his hamstrings. Okay, twist this in a little bit more. Perfect. By doing that, once again, it gives an illusion of his leg being wider than what it is. The elbows are up high. He's also flexing his back too. They want to look at his back muscles all the way down through the lower part of his back and across his shoulders and arms. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, hold it. We'll go 5 seconds. Okay, relax. Okay, go ahead and face the front.
Whew. I'm already sweating.
As you can see, it is a workout. Now we're going to do abdominals and thighs. This is really important because they want to see how lean you are. If you're not lean, your abdominals are not going to show. Now I like to do it when I'm teaching this pose, is to take your fists and ball them up. You want to take them behind your head here and squeeze and crunch your abdominals down. Good. Excellent. Okay. Make sure to pose the legs. Have that one out a little bit farther. There you go. Flex. Okay. Pull down on the abdominals. Suck your gut in. There you go. Hold for 5 seconds. Okay. Relax.
Whew. Oh.
Okay, good.
It's not easy. It's not easy. I know it looks like you're just going up there and posing, but man, you're crunching from the floor up.
Yeah.
So calves, legs, abs, chest, shoulders, everything is just.
And when we're training for competition,
Whew.
we're posing weeks out from the competition for that specific reason. If it's a really tight competition, the judges might call you out for comparisons 2, 3, 4, 5 times. You might find yourself on stage for 20 minutes where you've got to keep yourself flexed tight for a long time under some really hot stage lights. Okay, the last thing they're going to have you do is your favorite classic physique pose.
My favorite classic physique pose, I like to definitely flex the quads as much as possible. And I like to do something like stretch the arm out. You showed me this one, Mark.
Yeah, this is when you'll see all the major bodybuilders do, going back to prehistoric times.
So you got the biceps going. With the
You can
lats.
also on this one experiment with how you have your hand. Sometimes when you flex the hand and make a fist, it'll bring out the muscles more. Sometimes it looks a little better if you've got a more of a flat pointed hand. A lot of times with the posing, there's a specific pose, but you got, as an athlete and coach, work together and find which version of that particular pose looks best on you. Not everybody's built the same. People have different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to their body parts. Let's see that one pose you do when you get down into this position.
Oh. All right.
This is a great pose. I like him in this pose. We're working on this. This is something we're going to probably put into his actual posing routine and not just the comparison to posing. You'll see a lot of the classic bodybuilders do this particular pose too. You can do different variations of it. You can come as you can do an abdominal pose off of it. You can do the overhead pose off of it. And with Anthony's build, it helps accentuate his small waist, shows off his thighs, and shows off his wide upper body as well.
Oh, that one hurts.
And there you have it. Those are the 5 basic, compulsory, mandatory poses they're going to have you do in classic physique. Takes lots of practice, takes lots of hard work, and it's nothing more than repetition, repetition, repetition. When you get on stage 5 weeks from now, all these things that we're trying to start off learning and practicing right now have to come second nature to him, because if the judges see that you don't look confident, quite often they're not going to pay attention to you. You need to, when you get on stage, no matter how good or bad your body looks, you have to feel confident in moving on stage and doing your posing. And that's why weeks out, we're already starting to put the routines together in practice.
So there it is, folks. The posing, as you can see, I'm sweating. It's quite a workout. Super excited for this next comp, Nationals. And Mark, we're going to discuss the last 5 weeks of our meal prep and everything that's going to entail.
Sure. Well, at this particular point, Anthony's hovering around 7 or 8% body fat. For him, at the national level, I'd like to see him down under 5% if possible. That means in his case, he's got another 5-6 pounds of fat that we got to get off him. So we'll be doing some extra cardio. We'll be cutting the carbs. We'll be keeping the protein very high in order to keep his muscle mass and keep his lean physique. But that's what we're doing the last 5 weeks. On top of adding in the posing practices, whether it's practicing just his mandatory poses or actually going through his routine. And in our next video, we'll be showing his actual competition routine.
All right, Mark, I'm ready, brother. Thank you.
You look ready. Good job.